Hello and welcome to Totally Insane Guinness World Records. We've trawled planet Earth for the very best Guinness World Records on TV, so prepare to witness the human race in all its glory. Coming up, this man is overdressed. An extreme alternative to Vicks nasal spray. And the Batmobile has its budget slashed. We start the show in China with a man who really likes to make an entrance. Today, Zhang Di will be attempting the record for the highest bungee dive into water. As you can well imagine, such a spectacle has drawn a crowd of about 15 people. Needless to say, Zhang is absolutely petrified. I've never seen a man look more scared. Chilling. Safety is very important in this record, which is why they've pulled out all the stops to hire a bloke to clutch onto Zhang's jumper from the back so he doesn't accidentally fall out. It's health and safety gone mad. Here we go then. Like an overachieving teabag, he is dunking himself into the record books. Look at him go. The crowd are understandably thrilled and have also clearly just popped out to the local florists. And with a 50-metre drop out of a helicopter, Zhang has obviously earned himself a good slug of white spirits. They've even given him a delicate necklace of flowers, which this woman has just ruined. Well done anyway, Zhang. If you're squeamish like me, you may want to close your eyes now, which is a luxury this guy, Ryan Stock from Canada, can't afford, because he is about to force them open with some wire attached to his nose and a bowling ball. Yes, Ryan is a man of many talents, each of them more pointless than the last. Oh, I'm not sure I can watch this. Think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts. And his talents don't end there. He can also extinguish a blowtorch with his tongue. Nice, and as a showstopper, he likes to stick a high-powered drill through and then up his nose. Needless to say, do not try any of this at home. Even the presenter of the show is disgusted. But all of this is a walk in the park for Ryan, who today is here in Italy to face a much bigger challenge involving a car.
Ryan dovrà.
He's warming up. There it is. And we'll find out exactly what he's going to do when we join him in a bit. To Germany now to meet Wim Hof, who, as you can see, has got really bad dandruff. He's also preparing for his attempt at the full-body ice contact record, but not before he's done some arty modelling shots. Here he is then in his tank, and the local sport shop have obviously done a special bulk buy deal on blue vests and white shorts, as all of the helpers are kitted out and ready to go. They're going to be filling that tank up with crushed ice like over-enthusiastic barmen making a mojito. But Wim isn't the first person to attempt this record. It's a global phenomenon. Here we have Chen Kakai giving it a go in a frozen lake. To really rub it in, the presenter has layered up in her warmest clothes. If anything, she's too hot. He does look like he's having a wonderful time, though. And he's not alone. Wang Jindu tried his best to think warm thoughts on the Chinese Guinness World Record show. And he set the record here at 1 hour, 48 minutes and 21 seconds, which is going to make this cold Wang difficult to beat. Can Wim do it? We'll find out in a bit.
I'm the Great Orbex, this is my brother,
Sweet Pepper Klopek,
and together we're the Monsters of Schlock, the world's most extreme two-man circus sideshow comedy magic extravaganza.
Well, I have the record for the most mouse traps released on the human tongue in 1 minute. I did 40 on my tongue.
Beating his original record of 27, which he set live on breakfast television.
Yes.
I have a world record for the furthest, heaviest truck pull by pulling a 9,000-pound truck for 111.7 meters using only 2 shark hooks inserted into my back. I did an undergraduate degree in physics and a master's degree in physics.
You never see Professor Brian Cox tugging a truck with his back, do you?
My band, insane punk rock band where I'd get thrown through tables and hit with barbed wire bats and set on fire. And each night we had a monkey in the band. It was just absolute chaos. And Orbex was opening for the band for a while. And we both thought, wow, we're both idiots and like to get hurt.
We were performing together. At one point I was on fire from here up, 3rd-degree burns to 11% of my body during an onstage accident. And that was kind of the point for me where I was like, well, should you continue performing or should you continue with school? And I decided school's always going to be there, I could always go back and do that.
Don't stay in school, kids.
I'm a full-time performer. Started touring around the world with this guy. And then recently I've actually started teaching again. So I've had experience with hooks and with being suspended and hanging from hooks and things like that. And that's something that I'm used to. And I wouldn't necessarily qualify that as being painful, although these hooks were huge and they hurt a lot. And I don't think any of it really catches up to you pain-wise until it's done. And at that point, I don't even think it necessarily registers as pain, just more so as system failure. Like you physically reach it.
You just shut down.
Yeah, anybody who's pushed themselves to that point knows where you get to a point where your body just physically shuts off. It's amazing what...
3, 2, 1, go!
Here we go then. Ryan first discovered he could do this when he was working as a roadside recovery assistant for the RAC. Needless to say, he was promptly fired.
Stop!
And he's done it. The audience don't quite know what to think, and this chef is clearly wondering why he ever agreed to let Ryan borrow his meat hook. Anyway, the record for the heaviest vehicle pulled through nasal cavity and mouth goes to Ryan. Well done. They're going to need to be sick. Back to Germany now, where Wim has been locked in a container full of ice for 1 hour and 41 minutes. The time to beat here is 1 hour 40 minutes, so he is doing the bare minimum to get himself a record. To rapturous lulls from the audience and looking like the world's hairiest mini-milk, he's done it. He emerges looking like a Neanderthal man, preserved in the ice for thousands of years. Now, Wim insisted that he'd only do this record if it didn't interfere with his usual bath time. So he is getting presented his certificate whilst enjoying a well-deserved soak. Good on him. Now tell me, when was the last time you smelt your own knees?
Then you bring your arms up over your thighs.
Yes, we're in the US on the set of Flo Rida's latest music video to meet the very flexible Bernice.
I'm 91 years old, and I teach yoga, and I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Wherever she is, it's windy. If you hadn't guessed already, Bernice is the world's oldest yoga teacher.
Well, being a yoga instructor at this age is wonderful. I'm grateful for Guiness for giving me this opportunity, and I will continue as long as I can. And roll.
But it's not official until you've been presented with a certificate. Well done, Bernice. Commuting to work can be a time-consuming slog, but one British man has come up with the perfect solution, an office that you can drive, allowing you to use your time stuck in traffic jams or at lights to do important office-based work, like looking at funny videos of goats on YouTube.
Yes, my name is Ed China, spelled E-double-D and then China as the country. I am, well, I guess a designer, an inventor, maybe a British eccentric, who knows.
So what's his record for?
This is now for the world's fastest office, and it's about 87 miles an hour, which I think is quite respectable for the first time round. We'll probably have another go later on, so we can get over 100, but I think that's good to start with.
At 87 miles an hour, Ed, you're already over the speed limit. The last thing you want is your office getting a ticket.
I've actually done quite a few other weird vehicles. We've got a sofa car, we've got a four-poster bed, a bathroom, and a company saw me in the news, all these vehicles, and said, look, we're thinking of putting a load of office furniture on the back of a truck, but can you do any better? And of course I can.
And he's modest too. But what's it like to drive?
Well, it's quite a fun thing to drive. It's rather like a limousine because it's quite long. It's just over 5 meters long. It's got a 1400 automatic Rover engine powering it. You steer with the keyboard here, not actually with ZNX, but actually by moving the whole thing. You have a working computer hidden under the desk, and then of course it's displayed on the screen. It's a radio keyboard, so theoretically you can go on the internet, once you're stationary, of course. You have a working telephone as well, so you can phone whoever you need to phone. The dashboard is actually hidden inside the briefcase. As you can hear, there's a horn under the mouse mat here, and you also got your indicators and lights and things hidden in the pen holder.
Maybe if you spent more time in the office and less time making cars like this, you'd actually get some work done. Anyway, well done, Ed. To China now to meet a man with a very steady hand. This is Chen Wai, who today, for some inexplicable reason, will be cutting through steel wire wrapped over an egg with a buzzsaw. It's good to have a hobby. One tiny mistake and Chen will have egg both literally and metaphorically on his face. But he's just about managed to release the first egg with no trouble at all. Chen has been liberating imprisoned eggs for years now and recently won the Nobel Egg Prize, recognising his outstanding achievements in the protection of eggs around the world. If there's one thing that Chen hates, it's to see an innocent egg be mercilessly and unnecessarily cracked open. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's just spent all his time protecting that egg. Chen is managing to stay calm, but on the inside he will be fuming.
He managed to cut 5 of them without breaking them in 56 seconds. It's a new Guinness World Record!
Thankfully, the news of his record has perked him up a little bit, but he will never forget that egg. Well done, Chen. To Italy now, and the brightly vested Alessandro Conte, a man who is being extremely indecisive about whether or not he wants to go for a horse ride today. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Maybe he does. No, he doesn't. Maybe he will. No, he's not doing it. Of course, Alessandro is actually going for the record of the most mounts and dismounts in 1 minute on a moving horse. And with an incredible 32 dismounts, he has done it. The good news is that his quiff is still very much intact. Looking good. All that's left is the presentation of the certificate. You'll notice at this stage, he's ditched the horse. Come on, Alessandro, there is no I in team. You couldn't have done it without him. Anyway, well done. Still to come, Disney plan a remake of American Beauty. The Great British Bake Off gets gritty. And this man goes back to the future. To Finland now, where Lanton and Juni and Pitcairn and Matti are gearing up for a highly dangerous record that none of you should ever attempt at home. Seriously, do not try this at home. It'll ruin the carpets for one thing. What these daredevils are going to attempt is the fastest motorcycle rider swap whilst travelling at a ridiculous 140 kilometres an hour. A convoy of cars is helping them get up to speed. This woman looks very excited about the whole thing. They have almost reached 140 kilometres per hour, which means they are standing by, or should they be sitting by, to swap places. Right, it's time to start the clock, and they are off. Like the world's most complicated and dangerous game of Twister, the swapping has begun. Oh, that was quick. They have made that look incredibly easy, and the record is theirs. A member of Bewitched is on standby to congratulate them. I wonder if she'll do the famous Irish dance from C'est la Vie. That'll do. Every year, Guinness World Records headquarters receives thousands of verification videos from people trying records at home. Patrick Artel here of Sweden has a real sense of showmanship and has employed his mate here to kick the record off with a drum. And what a start! He's going for the greatest distance travelled on a slackline whilst juggling to a 90s soundtrack. As well as kicking things off with a bang, his friend is also doubling as a Guinness World Record official, and he's taking his job very seriously with his pink highlighter at the ready. Oh, he's having to use it. In he goes. Good work.
7.55.
That is a good distance. Good enough for a Guinness World Record. Congratulations, team.
My name is Dan Abate, and I am the inventor of the world's largest commercially available hot dog.
That's the money shot right there.
When we were looking for somebody to produce the big hot dog, we found Schmeizer's homemade sausage. Kurt Schmeiser, who's the owner and fifth generation sausage maker in his family, was very happy to work with us on it, and he had all the expertise and skill that was needed to bring the big hot dog into reality. The customers that we have are from all across the United States, other countries as well. Internationally, we've shipped these things to Canada, Japan, Poland, South America. They go all over the place. And the age ranges for customers are, of course, kids wanting it for their birthday party, through older people for retirement parties, and people that just eat it and put it in their fridge and will just keep slicing chunks off as they go throughout the day.
Mmm, delicious.
People, when they first see it, generally don't believe that it's real. They usually think that it's some sort of joke.
When in fact, it's an extremely serious affair. To China now, where Solomon Syed has seen the film Mermaid starring Cher way too many times. He is trying to break the record for the highest jump out of water whilst wearing a monofin, a record Solomon already holds himself. He needs to position himself on that black mark and then leap up to touch the bright orange floating ball. Just doing a few calming exercise before the jump, off he goes. And that is absolutely nowhere near the big orange ball. He's gone too far to the right. Not to worry, he has got another chance at this. This time, Solomon, maybe try and go a little bit more to the left. A little bit more to the left, just a bit. Okay. Here he goes then, setting himself up. Bit to the left, bit to the left. Oh, you've gone too far the other way. Sorry about that. Which means, sadly for Solomon, it is no record today. Still, at least you get a patronising pat on the back. To the US now for a truly death-defying record. This man being faffed over is Clint Ewing, who is about to ride his motorcycle through a tunnel of raging fire that is over 60.96 metres long. Look, it's like being inside a Windows 98 screensaver. But he's through. However, his bike looks like it's on fire, so he's used the textbook drop and spin technique to get out of peril. This record had it all. Danger, fire, souped-up motorbikes. It's really only missing one thing. Fern Cotton in a shiny PVC hoodie.
Clint, you are a Guinness World Record breaker! Yes, Clint, you
look
did
at that.
it! Turn you around this way. Clint, you did it! You completed that record. What's going through your head?
Oh, that was just quite a ride, you know? I mean, I'm sure you guys saw it, but yeah, what a thrill. All right, hell yeah!
Well done, Clint. Someone get him a wet wipe. I don't know about you, but I am a strong believer that nothing accessorises a nice black evening dress better than some bubbles. Meet Anna Young, who is proving that theory here in China. Anna is a notoriously good blower of bubbles, and today she wants to share her ability with 26 strangers. Today she's going to attempt to make a bubble big enough to fit all of these people inside. She's even had a special bubble pond put into the studio at great expense. Let's hope it's worth the money, eh? Here we go then. Wait, sorry, was that it? It may not have lasted long, but all 26 of these people will never forget their first time being inside a giant soap bubble. But just in case they do, let's have another go. There it is, it's a big bubble. It's no longer a big bubble. Well, whilst we can guarantee that everyone is now covered in fairy liquid, can we guarantee a record? Yes, we can. Well done, Anna. To the UK now.
We want to break the record for bursting 1,000 balloons, and we found the right team to do it. It's the High Wycombe Rugby Club!
Yes, rugby players famously hate balloons.
You're all in position. When you're ready, start the clock!
Go on then, boys. Like an angry mob of latex allergy sufferers, this lot are popping balloons with all their energy. They're taking no prisoners. They are bursting balloons faster than Robbie Williams burst the dreams of 1,000 teenage girls when he announced he was leaving Take That. One lone balloon is left mocking the rugby players with its refusal to get burst, but eventually it too suffers the consequences. And with 54 seconds, the High Wycombe Rugby Club has done it. Off to the USA now, where Janet Estevez has a mild enthusiasm for Mickey Mouse.
Feature decorations. And then here is the hall, and I have all the Mickeys that they did for the 75th anniversary, and they gave it to different celebrities, and they all decorated their own way.
Anything else?
And this is my Mickey plush bed, because they're full of plush.
That makes sense.
And then the collection of snow globes, and the little PVCs, and over there I have the Beanie Babies, and higher there all the antenna toppers.
I've seen enough.
And then over here we have the keychain collection.
She's not listening to me, is she?
There are hundreds and hundreds of keychains and the Mickey Mouse Club the memorabilia that I have there.
Yeah, we get it.
Different toys that
You like Mickey Mouse?
Grandkids like to play with. And then over here, I have the most fancy stuff.
Oh, very fancy.
Fancy goodies.
It's like Buckingham Palace in there.
Who doesn't like Mickey Mouse? I mean, he's the most famous character. He's known everywhere in the whole world, and his smile, his wisdom, his everything. I just love him. I wouldn't think of collecting anything else but Mickey Mouse.
That's probably because you've not got room for anything else.
Well, when people come in and see this room, they get shocked at the very beginning. I don't think anybody likes to sleep in this room. They get a little bit overwhelmed with all the Mickeys.
I can't think why. To Germany now, where stuntman and daredevil extraordinaire Ronnie C. Rock is going to show us how to reverse parallel park a car. A toy car. Right, so you put a few fingers on the top, and then just sort of twist it in. Very informative. That sort of skill takes years of training. Thankfully for us, Ronnie is going to attempt the tightest parallel park in reverse for real.
Dann holen wir jetzt.
He's all set and ready to go.
Deutschland. So, dann 3.
Here we go then.
1, go!
He's coming at this with serious speed. Wow, that is tighter than the arts budget in a triple dip recession, but he's done it. With just 35 centimetres between his car and his neighbour's car, Ronnie has tucked himself into the Guinness World Record books. Yet again, Ronnie has accomplished the impossible, and as ever, he likes to celebrate in an understated and dignified way.
Weltrekordhalter im Paralleleinparken.
I think this record deserves a slow-motion hug or two. Come on. Well done, Ronnie.